till infinity. This is Elite ALITE.
And I'm Riz, the HHC, back for another episode.
Yeah, you can see the background's a little bit different.
Yeah.
Normally we do it at the man cave. Today we're doing it at my place. And you can see the background we still represent.
Dope.
Yep. And let's do a little merch floss as far as what you're wearing right now.
So I'm wearing not even a No Limit, a C Murder shirt. He had a record label called True Records after No Limit.
I remember that, yeah.
Magic was signed to it, remember?
Yeah.
And so this shirt he wore a version of it on the Down For My Ends video, which is probably his biggest hit, right? And one of Snoop's biggest hits because they shared it. They had it both on each other's album.
That was wild.
Yeah. So then, are you kidding me? Remember when they played it at Versus?
Oh,
it finished.
It was crazy. Yeah.
I mean, it finished.
Yeah.
So this is he released a couple of things via his website. So yeah, I picked it up. So yeah, it's pretty cool. It's pretty dope. And what else?
And we're repping a little MJ. We got to see the MJ live a couple weeks back.
The musical.
Yeah, the musical that
Broadway
was at
musical.
at QE Theater.
Yeah.
And there was some incredible singing, some incredible dancing. It was a really good time. So what better way to represent than Michael Jackson?
Not much better than that.
Yeah, one of the greatest of all time. I would personally say the greatest of all time, but that's another conversation. So we're starting this episode a little bit differently. I think because of who we're talking about today.
Yes.
I want to get right to Fun Fact Friday.
Yeah.
Because it correlates to the album that we're talking about today.
Oh, nice.
So today's album that we're talking about is Nas's critically acclaimed, one of the most lauded albums in hip hop history, Illmatic.
Facts. Debut album.
Debut album, and by a lot of measures considered maybe one of the greatest albums in hip hop.
I mean, I would say like 80 to 90% of real hip hop heads consider that the holy grail.
And it propelled Nas to be considered one of the greatest rappers of all time.
Absolutely.
So
and one of the first 5 micros.
Right.
On the Source, because this was early Source.
That's a big deal.
Yeah.
That's a big deal.
Yeah, big deal.
So the Fun Fact Friday, I'm curious to know if you know this, because it's the connoisseur, so you might have this information already.
Yeah.
So Illmatic took 4 years to make.
Right.
4 years to make the album. That's
from the time from prior to its release.
From prior to the release till the album gets made. So that's part of the fun fact.
Okay.
And then it didn't go platinum until 7+ years later.
The only reason I know that is because when I was doing research yesterday for the album, I know. But prior to that, I would have never known.
And the crazy part about that is
that's great. That's
went
crazy.
platinum in the same month that Stillmatic came out.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Right. Like 2000.
So
2001?
2001.
Right.
Yeah.
Oh, that's crazy.
So it took 4 years
what
to
a coincidence.
And then randomly it goes platinum when Stillmatic comes out.
Right.
And for me personally, I can honestly say during this time that this album came out, I definitely slept on it. Because pots of vitriol and anger towards it and, pushed Nas kind of to the side. And before we get in too much into that, let's do what we normally do and get on to the current events.
Yeah, so we'll do some news. That's crazy. So basically it was released in 94, so he was working on it like in 1990.
Yeah.
And he would have been like 50.
He would have been a kid. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah,
that's insane.
Yeah.
So it just shows, say what you want about the album, but the pen game was ridiculous at that age.
Unreal.
Like I don't think there's a lot of rappers who were that good.
Not with that maturity.
Early.
Yeah. No,
not with that
definitely
maturity. So we got some news. So I got the big one. We'll start with the big one. Our friend 50 Cent, one of my favorite artists of all time, recently released a 4-part documentary on Sean Combs, aka Puff Daddy, aka P Diddy, aka Diddy, called Sean Combs The Reckoning via Netflix. Yes. And he had talked about this for a long time, like probably in the last 6-7 months. He was like, I'm going to release a thing.
Teasing it.
Yeah, teasing it. He said, I'm going to name it Diddy. Did he do it? Like he was just, and then so everybody thought it was kind of a farce.
Because he does that.
Because he does that.
He's a bully.
He's the bully.
Yeah.
But then it came to fruition. Shout out to the Jokers. it came to fruition, and it was released. I think last week.
Yeah.
So I saw it initially, and then we spoke about it at the time.
Yeah.
Because we were together on a get together,
Mm-hmm.
and then you said you were. I told you to watch it because you were kind of like, which I get. But then you saw it. So first and foremost, did you see the cover of it? That's wild. The picture is wild.
Yeah.
50 knows exactly
dirty business.
So first and foremost, was this needed?
Holy shit, that's a good question.
Forget about what information, because you and I probably knew, I would say, 60 to 70% of what was in here, you and I already know.
Yes.
Just because of hip hop, and more importantly, we were Diddy fans at a time. We saw him live in concert, and even not fans, we respected what he did. We wore his clothing.
We enjoyed the music.
We enjoyed his music.
Yeah.
We enjoyed his visionary as a businessman. Like, there was a lot of things there, right? So we knew a lot of that. So it's not like we learned a whole lot. I know some people are like, "Oh my God, I didn't know he did this and I didn't know." So, and that's great. We knew a lot of it. But saying that, was it something that you like? It was like, okay, yeah, this is needed for the modern day viewers or fans, or I don't know, just in general.
That's a great fucking question, and I personally don't think it was needed.
Right.
I think 50 Cent is, a lot of people saying 50 Cent's mad because his baby mom's was all up on Diddy's nuts at one point.
Yeah.
And that could be the case, and 50 Cent's pretty spiteful.
Extremely spiteful.
It's interesting because 50 Cent's spiteful, but he's unemotional.
He really is, yeah.
Like, it doesn't seem like he almost seems like everything is lighthearted to him. Which is weird because I don't know if you saw Marlon Wayans start taking some shots, and he got a little bit emotional with Marlon, called him like a bitch or whatever.
Yeah.
Like, that's uncharacteristic.
Pictures of him in kind of a
with Diddy in a hot tub.
Yeah, and then 50 put pictures of him with some colorful like clothing and stuff or whatever. Because I think his son is trans, or his daughter's something, right? Yeah. But you know what it is with 50 is, say what you want, but at the end of the day, he's a street dude through and through.
Yes.
The guy's literally lived the street life.
Mom
was a drug dealer. Dad died before. Raised by his grandparents. Like
this
guy is the real deal.
Yeah.
So I don't think anything faces him. Yeah. And right, like he doesn't. What are you gonna do to him?
Yeah, and the thing is, like the way his
that hasn't been done.
And the way his fan base is, credibility wise,
he
couldn't lose any credibility at all. Absolutely. They fucking eat it up.
Absolutely.
So much so that he just got the Balrog role in the Street Fighter movie. Yeah. Which, by the way, I think is phenomenal casting. They nailed it. I think he looks just like him.
Yeah.
But I personally don't think it's needed. I think why it's necessary is because Diddy's going to be getting out in a couple years.
Right.
And we don't want him to become normalized again. Like, I don't want to see him back on stage going, can't stop, won't stop. I don't want to see that.
But don't you think this is actually good in that sense, because this is actually showing the monster side of him. Like, your kids didn't grow up on Diddy, and now they can see this and be like, oh, I thought this guy was like a big
just like a harmless entertainer,
but he's actually not a nice person.
Yeah.
Like, is that valuable to some people, or even then it's not, or is it any exposure is still good exposure?
Yeah, I mean, I think for Diddy, because of who he is, he'll find a way to spin this when he
well, it's popularizing in one way or the other.
Yeah, he'll find a way to spin this. I don't think it's good for the culture, because like Bad Boy left a lot of bodies. Right, like
it really did.
Bad Boy left a lot of bodies in ways that are like humiliating to artists.
Yep.
Craig Mack, G-Dep, Black Rob, Shine,
Mace,
112, Mace, Mario Winans,
and what was that other guy? He was in the special. Oh man, you know what I'm talking about. Mark
Curry.
Mark Curry, thank you. Yeah.
Yeah, like all these people, he just left this trail of misery, right?
Yeah.
And he never wrote anything. No. He never actually produced anything.
He was the man behind the boards. Like he's an orchestrator.
Yes.
He had a good ear.
Yeah.
He could piece things together.
He knew what a hit was.
But he wasn't. He was a puppet master.
And he knew how to market.
Absolutely.
Right? Like, as much as people hate on what he did with the locks, he popularized locks.
He did.
He got them into mainstream culture.
You're
like
absolutely
that,
right.
All About the Benjamins remix is crazy.
It put them on the map.
And
even like if you think I'm jiggy, it's a bop.
Yeah,
it's a hit. Like, but it was a hit. It was a street hit, but it was also a commercial hit. Like the Locks, after their second album was on Rough Riders, they went home. But they wouldn't have been as popular on that without that first album. Say what you want.
And I think they understand that now. But at the time, Jada like, no, fuck Diddy and all that stuff. Like, I think there's a radio station phone call where Jada like,
Hot 97
blast him.
Hot 97.
Yeah, and then Diddy started going back at him. Like,
yeah.
So I think it shows Diddy is like a relentless hustler. Like, there's no stopping whatever you want to accomplish. And the way they paint him in this is, fuck, man, it's kind of scary because it's like all the stories you see about like the dude that backstabs everybody, like is ready to win at all costs. Yeah, doesn't give a fuck who gets harmed. He was that guy.
He's a cutthroat guy.
Yeah, he was that guy. He did all of those things.
He absolutely did. But I mean, he was the son of a hustler, and his mom was a hustler.
Yeah.
So he's seen things.
Yeah.
This guy did not live a privileged life.
Yeah.
He lived a privilege in the sense that his mom put him through private school and all that shit. But I mean, he saw shit.
He had a dark upbringing
and
for sure.
And maybe that's what I think in the documentary, his childhood friend said that he was kind of bullied. Yeah. Right when he was young. I see that. So he had to overcompensate and be that asshole. Sometimes that happens.
Well, the hard part is when you see like the bad boy co-founder.
Yeah, which is crazy. That's one thing I didn't know, and which blew my mind.
You sit there and you watch all the stories, like what?
Yeah.
Like, and then he didn't pay any of the people that took all the footage of him. It just for me, those kind of things speak volumes as to his character, right?
True.
And we're not even talking about the Cassie thing. Like we haven't even mentioned that part.
That's not even touching this,
right? Like that shows a side of him that like that's not to be respected. Like that's like. I think, we've talked about it last time we were talking about Trump and stuff, right? About normalizing shitty people as shitty men. And, we even had this conversation in our group chat with, with our cousin, talking about the quality of men and what is considered normal.
Right.
And fuck, he just shouldn't be considered normal, man.
No, absolutely.
And it's not like 50 Cent's any better. This was hating on his kid, like his firstborn kid and stuff, and like
there's issues there too.
He's got a lot of issues. He said foul shit about Vivica Fox when they were dating, so it's not like he's a saint. But I feel like we're so quick to like pick sides.
Yeah.
In this, and it just this whole thing for me, it just doesn't feel. It just doesn't.
But
feel good.
But when it comes back to like the woman abuse, there's I could probably tell you about 100 rappers who have done that. They just haven't been caught on video. And that's what the difference is between a Diddy and everybody else. Diddy just got caught and or exposed. Where these other individuals, especially in the hip hop world, I mean, we've heard stories, and we know there's some truth. I mean, there's been lawsuits that have been settled out of court in regards to sexual allegations, abuse, you name it.
Yeah.
So he ain't the first one. It's just because it's almost like, in a sense, in some ways, he's being made an example of.
Well, and let's be fair. Overall, it's not a hip hop thing. It's a man thing.
Oh, absolutely.
Like men across the board. Like you got a rapist in the White House, so it's not.
You got it in every type of genre or entertainment or regular life.
It's just anywhere that men have power. This is the kind of shit that happens, right?
That's true.
And with Diddy, then you speak to the larger issue. Then you got Russell Simmons and all of these kind of like curators of the culture. We're really fucking terrible people.
Right.
And now we're left at a place where, like, okay, now who fills, is there someone that fills Diddy's void? Because
no.
Say what you will about who he is, he redefined hip-hop culture.
And I respect that because I totally agree with that.
For decades.
Not hip-hop and R&B.
And R&B.
And clothing, fashion.
Dude, he was responsible for Jodeci. Come on.
Mary J. Blige.
Yeah.
I mean, and not even just like responsible, but like he put them on the forefront.
He built their swag.
Right.
Marketed them
That's huge.
Well, and I think Mary J. is the only person that survived. Diddy. I can't think of any other artist that was directly affiliated with Diddy.
Well, the reason and Jodeci too.
I mean, they don't really do anything anymore.
No, but because And I think the main reason is because those two were not bad boy artists.
Right.
Or Motown, Uptown.
Uptown, yeah.
So maybe that's what because you can't have all control when you're not.
Yeah, Andre also had.
Right. I'm sure he probably wanted them to go. Like, same with Lil Kim.
Yeah.
He couldn't do anything with Kim because Kim was never on Bad Boy.
Big artist.
Junior Mafia wasn't on Bad Boy. They were on Undies. So he could only have limited control. But anybody on his label, I mean. But the funny part, I always love this, and it's not just even with Diddy. It's just in general, is when you're on top of the world, nobody says anything. And the minute you crash and burn, it's like everybody comes out of the woodworks like, yeah, he was a bad, like Eric.
Not everyone's got a story.
Did you hear the Eric Sermon thing? And I love it. I like Eric Sermon. I love EP, but he's talking about all this stuff in the document, which is fine. But where was the story 10 years ago?
Yeah.
Or 15 years ago. When
that shit.
Like, you never said it then.
Yeah, they're just kicking him because they.
And that's.
I don't like that shit.
It's just like
corny.
It's a little corny. Yeah.
Because if you meant it, you would have said it when you had the chance.
Or if it really affected you that bad, you would have said something.
You wouldn't
like, oh, Diddy's the clown. You know, back in the days he did this.
Yeah.
And then it's there and it's done. But
yeah.
no, everybody wants to be in the cool group.
Yeah.
And then as soon as it's just like Epstein, right? Yeah. Everybody was fine with what he was doing. They were all on the island. And you know more than anybody because you educated me on it. And as soon as he gets caught, now everybody's like, yeah, he's a scumbag. But yet they're on the list or they're on this or that. So you were there.
Yeah.
And I'm not condoning it, nor am I supporting it. I'm just saying it's interesting how people's allegiances change.
Yeah.
Because it's the It's not even they're doing it because of it's the right thing to do. They're doing it because it's the popular thing to do.
Yeah, they're on the ride.
Right?
Yeah.
Oh, now I can get an interview. I'm going to be relevant again, so I'm going to start talking shit. But I thought it was a good watch, nonetheless.
It's a good watch.
Yeah.
The people that 50 got to do it did a great job.
They did a really good job.
Yeah. They told the story really well.
Yep.
As awful as a person as Puff is, they didn't really try to make him look awful. Puff just makes himself look awful.
It's true. It's not like
He's just a foul dude.
I mean, everything is. A lot of it was just in the videos itself, the way he acted.
It's just there.
Yeah. And you know what? He is. And he had to be cutthroat to get where he was.
Sure.
He couldn't have got where he was any other way.
Yeah, that's fair. And
now,
I mean,
the only thing I would say is you should have changed somewhere along the lines.
Yeah.
Once you got up on the throne, you should have been like, okay, be a little grateful and start doing the right thing. And it's never too late.
It's never too late. Never too late.
He could have easily have like he gave all the Bad Boy artists their masters like about 4 or 5 years ago. Yeah. Bro, like it's absolutely meaningless.
And
it's absolutely.
And here's the thing: people think he voluntarily gave it.
No, he didn't.
There was a clause, the 30 years.
30
years of passing, and it passed. So they were going to get it
Yeah,
back.
you're not doing us any favors.
Again, speaks to who he is.
And then like
Big's funeral.
That was
crazy.
Get the
fuck out of here with that shit.
Charge it back to the label, AKA, and charge it to his budget. Dude, Biggie's budget.
I remember when this happened.
Like that's insane.
When we were teenagers.
Yeah.
And Big got killed.
Yeah. I still remember us watching the news clip.
I remember us watching the news clip. We were like, I don't know about you, but I was kind of indifferent.
It didn't bother me that much.
Yeah, because you got popped.
Because we were still recovering from
Tupac. You guys got popped, right?
6 months.
Yeah.
March of 2007.
September.
So we were still like in hate mode.
Yeah.
But we liked Hypnotize.
Remember? Yeah.
And we didn't want to like it, but we liked it.
Yeah, and it sucked because like I remember looking at that time now.
Yeah.
And we were like saying shit like Puff probably did it. But I remember we were already saying that shit.
Yeah.
We didn't know any of it. We were just
no,
talking shit. So we were already pointing fingers at Puff back then.
Yeah.
And I heard someone talking about this and I can't remember. Oh, you know who it was? You know who Joy Ann Reid is? She used to be on CNN. She's a political commentator and news anchor.
That name sounds really familiar.
So she left CNN and started her own podcast and stuff. And she was talking about Puff and Bad Boy's impact, and she's like, he's on so much music.
He is.
All the Biggie songs, I can't help but hear his fucking voice.
Yeah.
And that's so true, man. So many Big songs. Like, I tried to get a little bit more into Big, in the past, a few weeks, a few months actually, that we've been doing this podcast because you hold him in such high reverence. I'm like, am I missing something big?
Did you get anything out of it? Did you get a newfound respect?
Oh yeah, big time.
Lyrically?
Once we do a big album, I will go into more detail. But
okay, fair enough. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Well, that's good.
Yeah.
That's cool.
So I always respected him lyrically.
Yeah.
What changed for me was how fucking good musically he is.
So what do you mean by that?
The hooks.
Oh, okay, got it.
The cadences, the melody. I'm like, fuck, dude, this guy was...
The timing. Ooh. Like he could do a record, he could do a West Coast record, like Going Back to Cali, which is a West Coast beat.
Effortless.
But he does it in a West Coast way, but he still does it...
Dude, his musicality was...
And then he does the double step with Bone. Yeah. Like, right? The double...
Easily.
And then he can keep up.
Yeah, easily.
Yeah.
So that'll be a fun one to do.
But that's dope.
But you can't help but hear that fucking motherfucker with the can't stop, won't stop, I'm gonna make you dance all over the place.
And the thing is, hate it or love it, he did really bring the remix.
Can't hate.
Like,
you can't hate on the music quality.
He actually has an album where it says we invented the remix. Of all the remixes, Bad Boys. But he's not lying.
No, he's not.
Because before Puff, they were remixes.
Yeah, not like
that
though.
They didn't hit like that.
I remember we looked forward to because they would get the ensemble cast of incredible artists on the tracks.
Flavor in the Year remix with L Cool J.
He had a lot of
G-Dep special delivery with Ghost. I mean, a Black Rob Woe remix, right? With Rod Digga,
monster tracks.
Honey remix with Jada. People don't be Jada's talking about Grammys. We got Grammys. That's because of Puff.
Yeah. You're right, man.
The shiny suit shit that you guys were bitching about is what got you those Grammys, Playboy.
Got you. And you know the crazy
thing. He's an angel and a devil.
Yeah.
I mean, musically, he's like a Quincy Jones almost. It was not always just music. It was bigger than the music.
The relationships.
Barry Gordy.
Yeah.
People
really took advantage of their relationship with Puff because he was on fire for a long time.
Way too long.
He didn't have,
way too long.
Personally, musically,
yeah,
he hasn't had colossal misses.
He really
his albums have always been very successful. His Clothing Line was super successful.
Yep.
The Alcohol was super successful.
The labels.
Revolt was really successful.
Yeah, that's right.
He had a Midas touch for decades.
He knew you could do no wrong with him.
Yeah.
He was a guy that you could bet on.
And he was all over the talk shows. He was palatable on Ellen.
Absolutely.
Fucking doing
he could do the
talk show bullshit.
The Stickies thing with Ellen, and then he could go on
they all ate him up.
Breakfast Club and be gangster.
Yeah. All these motherfuckers ate him up. They all loved him.
Yeah.
But one thing that it just goes to show over and over again, man, you live long enough to see yourself become the enemy.
It's unfortunate.
Right? Yeah. And a lot of heroes go through that.
So one last thing on that. So what do you think? Because I wanted your opinion on this. A lot of the hip hop podcasts I've been listening to are saying that although this was, documentary was great, and this, that, and the other, they feel like, especially in the black community, that black man tearing down a black man, it's not the right thing to do.
Yeah.
What do you feel about that?
Yeah, there's something to be said for keeping it in the house.
Yeah.
Right?
So do you agree with that?
It's hard, man, because
they're we shouldn't be, although it's things that we've done, we shouldn't, it's bad enough that other races are pulling us down, or making it hard. Now we're making it hard for each other. But then on the flip side, hey, listen, man, your actions are your actions.
Yeah. So, but
I don't know.
If 50 didn't make this,
someone would have made it.
Somebody else would have made it.
Absolutely.
And would that somebody else have been a white person? Possibly. I think for me, just because of what I've learned over the past, few years and stuff, I'm always uncomfortable. Even me personally, putting our people on blast.
Well, that's why I'm bringing it to you, because I know you have a little bit more.
And we've had this conversation.
Tolerant.
I would much rather keep it in house with our people. Even when we talk about, for example, we talk about, a lot of people talk about brown immigrants in Canada.
Yes.
And have an open disdain and hatred for them.
Yeah. We have conversations about that.
And they it's a host of different issues.
Yeah.
All of the issues stem from racism, at least for me personally.
Right.
And I have my own, things that I would say about immigration and what that means towards brown people. But I wouldn't, and people can take this how they want to, but I wouldn't talk to these things that I dislike about brown people to non-brown people. Like I'm not gonna sit in a room with a white person and have them bash brown people as immigrants and me join in. Right. And be like, yeah, fuck those brown people. Like that would never happen. Right. It would never happen. Right. My thing would be like, why are you mad at them? You fuck up their countries. Where the hell are they supposed to go? Right. They're coming here because you destroyed their countries, and the government allows people to be here. So if the government said this cool, who the fuck are you?
But if you're in the lunchroom and let's say the day before you had a bad experience at a restaurant, and they just have whoever you were dealing with happens to be a person of color or brown, let's say specifically, you're not going to be like, oh yeah, I went to this restaurant yesterday and I was dealing with this guy and he was just horrible. It doesn't have to be brown. It can just be the person that was horrible.
Sure. I think because I think the brown thing is because people really specify certain things.
Yeah, that's true.
Right, and that part makes me uncomfortable because then I start thinking like, how do you see me then?
Yeah, no,
if you're so clear in your view of the things you hate about these brown people, why am I the different one?
That's true.
Right? And then I look at you uncomfortably because I'm like,
well, you're the house brown person.
That's what it feels like. Right. Because I'm like, oh, I don't like
yeah. See, you're okay, but they're not great.
Yeah. I've never liked shit like that.
And your English is very good, so you must have been born here.
The most foul shit.
Right?
Because, we've talked about this before, but like if you have an accent, all it means is you know more than one language.
Yeah.
Which means you're fucking way smarter than the person that only knows the one fucking language.
That's true.
Right? So that part is tough for me. So when I see 50 doing it, I've heard people say 50 shouldn't have did it, black on black, they shouldn't be doing this. But I think 50 Cent is a lot more MAGA adjacent than we think.
Well, especially when it comes to business.
Yeah, I've been hearing some things
but you're not
semi-disappointing, and I'm kind of like, oh man, if he's MAGA, then it makes all the sense.
Yeah, but the one thing I do like about him, he doesn't hide anything.
At all.
He's an open book because he knows that there can be, if there's anything on him, and it comes back to him, people are gonna go on and hate it because he's fucked with so many people.
And to be fair, it would already be out.
And that's the thing.
He's been around long enough where if there was dirt,
it
would already be out.
And I
many have tried.
I think he's already 50.
Yeah.
If he's not already.
Many have tried.
Oh yeah, they have
tried.
everything.
Ross tried. A lot of people have tried.
Everybody has gone after.
Irv Gotti. All these people tried.
There's nothing.
50 still standing.
He's still.
And really, at the tippy top of the industry, he can make whatever he wants to make. Any series he wants gets greenlit. He bought his own movie studio. Motherfuckers Balrog, the Street Fighter.
Yeah.
There's no stopping.
And in his last tour, literally 20 it was a 20-year anniversary, sold out not clubs, arenas and stadiums across the world.
Arenas, and he hasn't dropped an album in over a decade.
The concert is basically the celebration of his first album from 2004.
Wild.
I mean, come on, who can do that?
He can't miss. He cannot.
So he's relevant, whether you like it
or
not.
For sure.
And I always liked him. I always liked bullies in a sense of when they were doing positive. Like you can be a positive bully.
Like Suge. Suge had moments.
Yeah, in the beginning. Yeah, I totally agree. He did have moments. No, he really did. Because you know what? That Source Awards, it was more than going. And that's kind of interesting now, right? After Pac. That whole thing. Yeah. But it was bigger than that. He was repping. He was like, Pac is not going to be.
Yeah.
I'm gonna keep him relevant until he comes out. I think he was doing a little bit.
Yeah.
I think you're right. Suge is a perfect example.
Suge knew.
Suge.
Yeah, but again, ego.
Yeah.
Get too caught up in himself.
Absolutely.
And destroyed a lot of the future of the Death Row catalog.
Absolutely.
And I don't know if you have this on your news. But I think it's a relevant segue is what the fuck's happening with Daz and Snoop?
I think we're a little too in sync. That's my second topic right now.
Yeah, yo. That's crazy.
So do you want to say the backstory on this?
So I don't want to fuck it up, but basically from what it sounds like, do you know the details of it?
Yeah, I do.
Yeah.
So I've been even before I selected as a topic for news. I've been following it for the last couple of weeks because I like Daz. I'm a Daz fan. You're a Daz fan, sure. I'm sure. Daz Dillinger, if you guys know, or Daz, one half of the supergroup Dog Pound, Because when you really think about Dog Pound, a lot of people think it's them plus Nate and Snoop, but no, really, Dog Pound is just those two.
It's those two, Daz and Corrupt.
And I still remember buying their first album. That's a dog food.
Fucking very underrated album.
So excited for it.
They did a great job, man.
Oh, man.
Considering they were like two super young, fresh artists. Great album.
Smooth great album. And New York. Oh, yeah. Anyways. Great album. But Daz, not only a rapper, a super producer, who doesn't get a lot of credit,
Dude,
right?
One of the
or not enough credit.
Some of my favorite beats on All Eyes on Me are all Daz.
If you've listened to Ambition as a Writer, which I'm sure most of you have, that was solely produced by Daz, and it was supposed to be
incredible.
It wasn't supposed to be for Pac. He said it one time, but it wasn't. That beat wasn't supposed to be for him, and then ended up using it. But he did a lot of work on All Eyes on Me. He did a lot of work on Dog Food, the Dog Pound debut album, and he did a lot of work on Snoop's first album, Doggy Style, and The Chronic, but he was uncredited for it. And at that time, you know, they were young, and Dre was the superpower.
Dude, you're working with Dre.
I mean, what are you gonna say? You're not gonna really.
You're gonna take the cash that they give you in your hand.
You're like, okay, thanks.
You're gonna move on,
right? You didn't think about royalties and publishing and this and that. So now, years later, roles have reversed, and now Snoop has ownership of Death Row on a certain level, not publishing, but he owns the label and he owns the rights to like merch and this and that.
After it changed hands like 10 times.
10 times. So the bigger picture here is that Snoop is parlaying a deal with Universal to sell Death Row for upholds to almost $100 million. Like that's the deal on the table. So they're gonna get everything. And in that deal, Snoop's going to negotiate all the musical rights through the party that owns it. Everybody's going to win here. But because he's basically taking all of Daz's publishing, and he's going to profit off it and not give him his cut. That's what Daz is saying.
It's fucked up. So I have Daz on my Instagram. I follow Daz. And he talks... Like, he's been going in on Snoop. He
really has. And sorry to interrupt, but they're first cousins, like we are. They're first cousins, just for context.
So, like, for the past, I would say maybe 10 days, he's been going in on Snoop.
Yes, he has.
And calling him out by name. Oh. Like, he doesn't give a fuck.
No, he's been going hard.
And the thing is, like, I feel like it's tough because... like...
Shout out to Dame.
It's funny because I was going to mention him too. We were talking about bullies. Good bullies.
He's a good bully. He's
good bully.
Absolute good bully.
Ride or die for his people.
Absolute good bully.
So I've been seeing him going in on Snoop, and I'm kind of like, how do I feel about this? Because personally, to me, Snoop has probably been the biggest disappointment of this year. If we're looking at the recap of this year, Snoop has probably been the biggest disappointment for me.
I agree.
The whole MAGA thing. Obviously, we know Snoop's not MAGA. I know he's not MAGA. But
he's MAGA-esque.
But this motherfucker, you performed at a Trump event.
Yeah.
For a group of people. And dude, I'll never forget watching a clip of this video. It was so disheartening. He's doing G-Thing. Which might be one of the greatest hip-hop songs in the history of music.
There's an argument there for sure.
And you know the part, Dre, what up, dog? Gotta give him what they want. What's that, G? So the call and response. And if you have any common sense and you're a hip hop fan, you know this call. It's one of the most epic ones of all time. And there's a group of fucking white people in suits, and he's doing this, and there's no reaction. And I'm like, dude, is it really worth it?
Okay, so let me ask you this: if they did react, would you feel any different?
I mean, at least I would feel like, okay, you're getting something out of it, performance-wise. Because when a crowd reacts to you, that's a buzz, right? It doesn't matter whether it happens one time or 6 million times. If people respond to your music, it's always gonna feel good.
Yeah.
So if they were like yelling the lyrics back and excited, you wouldn't
hate it as much.
I would be like, okay, they fuck with you.
But the bigger picture is the MAGA still.
At the end of the day, it's still that, right? But the fact that nobody was fucking with it, and you still did it,
you were a puppet.
It just cheapens you.
And how much did you really get out of it? How much money financially? I don't see it as a huge amount.
I honestly think
for someone like Snoop.
I think the Harry O favor was it. I really do think that was it.
Because he got pardoned, did he? Yeah. Did he not?
Trump pardoned him. And I know, and he's saying that's not the reason why, but
that's a valid.
What are the fucking reason?
Yeah, that would make sense because in order for him to get death row, it had to I mean, everybody had to shake everybody's hands, right?
And Harry O was one of those dudes.
And Harry O was one of those dudes.
Yeah, he was one of the originals.
And Harry O was a street dude, even
very
behind bars.
Yeah, very much so. So yeah, when this happens and I see Daz call him out, I'm kind of on Daz's side.
I'm 100% on that.
Because as much as Snoop is, you know, one of the most prolific West Coast hip hop artists in the history of music,
absolutely
contributed to some of the greatest songs, at least in our lives, defined our teenage years. You know, really was a huge part of our fucking musical taste for a very, very long time.
He basically carried like Southern California hip hop after NWA's demise.
Facts.
Like he was the guy because Cube was there, but Cube kind of messed with the East Coast and then he came back, right? But it was really Snoop and Dre, but more Snoop that was like, oh, we have somebody else.
It was the one.
Just like when the Game came back in the early 2000s.
Yeah.
Before the Game, who was riding for the West Coast in LA?
Yeah,
not many.
not like that.
And then Kendrick brought it back again, right? We always had these resurgences.
But Snoop was huge.
But Snoop took it to...
yeah, he was absolutely incredible. But, you know, so when I hear Daz talk about him like this, I'm kind of like, yeah, it feels... Because they've always had on and off periods,
they had a beef like 2012, where they kind of went at it
kind of go back and forth, but I feel like this is like the straw. I feel like this is the
and Snoop said something back real harsh, like don't fuck with me and this and that. We really don't want to go there. Like he's going into gangster mode.
And, you know, it's terrible. You never want to see it end in any kind of way that could potentially be violent because obviously they are family and hopefully
I don't think it's gonna go there, but I don't think this is gonna be repaired.
No,
I think Daz is pretty bitter.
This ends the relationship.
And unless Snoop makes it right financially, which I really don't see Snoop. See, the thing is, Snoop could have made it right. Mm-hmm. Like, he could have just said, listen, man, you got fucked initially in death row with your royalties.
Get all your shit.
Whatever you done, we're going to give you whatever, and then when we make this huge deal, you're going to get a percentage of it.
And
it's only fair.
And to be honest, $100 million is not enough.
I really don't think so either.
If the Death Row catalog includes all of Pac's stuff while he was there, you know, the Chronic, all of
it's everything that Death Row has released from the start till the end.
Yeah, I would say I wouldn't go anything less than $250 million because that catalog is going to be iconic forever. Dude, there are teenagers that fucking scream Regulator. And Regulator technically would be on the Death Row project, right? That's above the Rim soundtrack?
That specific song, yes.
So that would have been a Death Row creation. So that might be a part of the royalties too.
So everything that Death Row released is going to be in the deal. The only time they're sharing it, or they're going to have to share some of the profits, is the Tupac stuff. Right. Because the estate or Afeni had owned it, was getting a percent. They made that deal. Chug. So that still continues with the estate, but still they're still profiting. It's just they're not getting the whole pie. Yeah. But everything else, because they own it all, like Dre signed everything. He had sold it, so his whatever there is, that's all. They're getting all that. So they're I mean they're getting Above the Rim soundtrack, Gang Related, Gridlock,
all iconic stuff.
Deep Cover.
Shit.
They're getting the compilations. They're getting Snoop's 2 albums, Dre's first album, Dog Pound's first album, Lady of Rage.
That's a crazy catalog.
Death Row's Greatest Hits, Death Row Christmas album, and then Tupac, Machiavelli and all that.
Machiavelli would have been Death Row.
I don't know if his posthumous albums.
I know one of them
on
is
Death Row.
One of them is.
Maybe the next one, right?
But
the one that had
that Christmas album.
Are You Still Down?
Santa Claus, come to the street in the ghetto. Nate Dogg can sing anything, man.
That's a very famous Christmas song.
That's an icon.
I love that song.
Yeah. Okay, so what else do you got for current events?
So shout out. Hopefully Daz gets what's coming to him, man.
Well deserved if he
does.
Because
I mean, man, that guy, he's a big part of that whole Death Row sound, and he didn't get the credit.
Yo, before we go on, shout out to Silent Partner for creating these 90s till infinity fridge magnets. How dope does that look? We want to start doing some merch giveaways over the next little while. So if you're fucking with the merch, make sure you hit the subscribe at the bottom here. Hit subscribe, do the likes, do all of those things, and get involved with the only Indo-Fijian hip-hop podcast that exists
Facts.
on Earth.
2026 is merch year.
That's a great call. Great call.
Okay, so the last topic that I have is the game. I don't know if you've seen him. He's been recently doing some interviews.
Shannon Sharp?
He did Shay Shay. He did a couple other ones.
He must be in album mode.
He's releasing documentary 3.
Oh,
so
shit.
So you're right. Now, saying that, he made a claim that I wanted to run by you. He's saying that he stated that he crowned himself the best rapper from Compton. Now, when anybody who doesn't know hip hop would just quickly listen to that and be like, "Oh my God, he's crazy." That's a crazy statement. It's not a crazy statement. No, because first of all, there's literally a handful of rappers from Compton.
Yeah.
Right? Would you consider Dr. Dre a rapper?
No.
Okay. Me too. Mm-hmm. And Ice Cube's not from Compton.
Nope.
A lot of people think he is. He's not.
South Central LA.
Thank you. So we really have DJ Quick.
Mm-hmm.
We have MC8. Tim Dog. The West Coast Tim Dog. King T.
Right.
I'm just naming the more famous.
Kendrick would be from Compton.
Absolutely. Is anybody else from TDD from Compton, rapper-wise?
J-Rock?
Like, I don't know. You would know.
I know. I think Schoolboy might be.
Yeah, because I think one more isn't it? Or is it Absol?
I know a couple of them grew up together.
Okay, so maybe one of them.
Yeah.
And then you have The Game, obviously. Mm-hmm. And then you have a guy, do you remember his name? He was on Aftermath, but he never released an album. But he was a dope lyricist.
Was it Hitman?
No, you know who I'm talking
about.
Yeah. He released 1 or 2 songs Dr. Dre had produced. What's his name? A good rapper,
was
man.
It Hit something?
He was basically Kendrick before Kendrick. Like, he was supposed to be the next big thing. And he had released a couple singles, official singles, but he never came out with an album. His rap name was, I think, his name. Like, it was actually like his name. Like shit.
Let's see if we can.
Yeah. Fuck, why can't I think? Of course, when I need to. But he's from Compton too. But anyways, and then obviously Eazy-E, and MC Ren. So there we have a lot of
solid base of
solid Compton rappers. He's not saying he's the best lyrical. He's just saying he's the best rapper. So let's point it out. Mm-hmm. What's your stance on that? Just by his volume of work, his contribution compared to some of the other names.
Yeah, that's fair claim, man. I mean, everyone should think they're the dopest.
Absolutely.
I think the dope thing is about the game is that he can actually lay claim to saying that and it having validity.
Yeah, I totally agree.
My personal preference would be Kendrick. I think Kendrick would be the illest out of Compton.
Can I interrupt you for a second? Bishop Lamont.
Good call. Yeah.
Okay, carry on.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, wow, it's good fucking memory, man. See, this is what happens when you don't smoke weed. You have a memory like this where you could push it out. Yeah, no, I would have to Google it and still probably wouldn't be able to find it.
So would you agree with that statement? I mean, you're a big Kendrick fan, obviously. He's from Compton, and he's obviously in the realm of crowning himself the best rapper.
Yeah.
But what do you think of Kendrick?
I mean, he's done the numbers. He's got the hits. He's got the street cred.
Yeah.
He's got the celebrity status.
Yes, he does.
He's never had a project that's considered a fail.
Nope.
Like, all of his projects have been solid.
He's gotten respect from the East Coast.
Yeah, old school, new school.
Old school, new
You know,
school.
he can fuck with all the generations.
It's true.
That's valid. I guess I could fuck with that. If you would have said, like, you know, in the West Coast, that's a little bit different.
That's different.
But because of the specificity, he can like claim to Compton.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Would you, if you had to choose your favorite or your top rapper from Compton, who would you pick?
It would be Kendrick.
Yeah.
Yeah.
For me, it would be Eazy-E. Because without Eazy-E, and that's not a reason. Yeah. But he was literally one of my favorites.
It's funny I said that. So if you would have said artist, I would have chose Eazy.
Okay, fair enough.
Yeah. But if you're gonna say a rapper, I gotta go Kendrick. Because Kendrick's pen is fucking.
Yeah,
crazy.
But I mean, you could still say a rapper, and then you could say lyricist.
For sure.
Right? I guess it depends.
Yeah, to me, Eazy-E is an entertainer. To me, Eazy-E is like, it's so tough to describe because he's so not he's not one-dimensional in any capacity.
Yeah.
Like, the dude was a legitimate entertainer.
He was.
I've seen interviews pop up. I don't know why, but on TikTok for some reason he's gotten this resurgence. And dude, like he was very well spoken and very threatening.
Absolutely.
Like he would not be scared to tell someone to shut the fuck up that's standing on camera.
And this guy's 5'5", 5'6" at best.
Fuck.
No.
But people loved it. They ate him up.
They did.
If he had a couple more years, man, dude would have been so mainstream.
Imagine what he would have done with Bone.
Yeah, dude, he would have been so mainstream. He would have been on Letterman. He would have been on all those daytime shows because he would have figured out how to navigate
for sure
that with ease. He just had that thing.
And then we would have seen an NWA reunion because that was in the works. That was literally in the works. Cube had said that they all talked about it, and it was basically even Dre was like, "Yeah, we can do this."
Dude, that breaks my heart.
Right?
They
even had a title for it. It was called "Not These Ends Again." Dr. Dre said that.
That's correct.
Yeah, that was that. I still remember that interview. He goes, "We actually had a title, working title, Not These Ends Again."
That's great. That's great. Fucking. Can you imagine at
that? What a great title!
At that musical maturity, Ice Cube had gone platinum already.
Dre's at his peak of production.
Some of the greatest music coming out of there.
Cube and Ren are at the peak of their
Ren would have only gotten better, and then
fuck. And then they could have incorporated like potentially Snoop and BG Knockout, like those guys in both. A Dog Pound, because these individuals,
crazy.
They loved E.
Yeah, everybody did.
Like Dog Pound was like, it killed us that we had to talk shit about it.
Yeah,
that whole says that because I hated doing that.
Yeah, and I get it because he's kind of like he's got that mythical ethos about him, right? Like he's got that thing, like that pop thing that makes them mutually loved across the board.
His nickname is the Godfather of gangster rap.
Makes sense.
But when you really think about it, there's not a lot of Godfathers in hip hop. Because if you really think about it, he is a legitimate, because it literally stemmed from him coming down.
The genre birth.
You can talk about Russell Simmons, this, that, and the other. Mm-hmm. They created the label, but they were a rapper as well or an entertainer. This guy really started from there
and became a celebrity. Like a crossover fucking celebrity.
Yeah, and people love his rapping.
Yeah, they do.
Nobody gives a shit that he doesn't write his lyrics or whatever. No. They loved his delivery, his voice.
Dude, his voice is one in a million.
You know what I mean?
1 in a million.
So,
and shout out to Dr. Dre for recognizing the voice.
Absolutely.
And shout out to Cube for penning
the game.
Some of the greatest songs in hip hop.
And shout out to Yella and Dre for the production.
Yes.
I mean, the production was...
Yella did contribute, and he deserves some props.
Yeah, he doesn't get it. Another one who doesn't get enough.
Nobody gives a fuck about DJ Yella.
It's really sad because
it's
the guy...
sad, but it's kind of funny.
You're cold. But yeah, I mean, he doesn't... He's poor guy, man.
Shout out to DJ Yella.
He's like what's that guy in Friday whose bike got taken away?
That's DJ Pooh's character.
In real life, it's DJ Pooh. Yeah. I forget the name. Debo took his bike. Yeah. But anyway, I found that interesting. And you're right. I do like the confidence that some of these people have.
So what do you think? Do you think that's valid for him to say that?
That he's the best rapper from Con? I mean, aside for me, I'm like I said, Eazy-E's number one. But honestly, my number two rapper, it'd be a toss-up between him and Ren. Because I'm a big Ren fan. I'm a huge Ren fan.
He's a bad dude, man.
And then I think three or four, it'd be one fight for 2 and 3, and then 4 would be Kendrick. But I mean, even saying Kendrick at 4 amongst those people,
they're still icons.
It's pretty impressive.
Yeah. And shout out to MC Ren as well. He put out an album last year. And it's a pretty solid album, man.
Really? Eh?
Yeah, pretty solid album. He had the dudes from Above the Law.
Yeah, 187.
Both
and Hutch.
Yeah, they're on the album.
They're so dope. And they're another underrated group and production.
It's got some other West Coast people on there that are just like throwbacks that you haven't heard.
Cocaine.
I don't know if Cocaine's on there, but it's actually a pretty solid album, man. Shout out to MC Ren for still being able to make music that's listenable 30 years plus.
MC Ren is dope and
from the golden era.
And not talked about as a lyricist.
Which is crazy.
Right? People just be like, oh, he's part of NWA. No, this guy was a solo artist and a successful one as that.
Yeah. One of my favorite verses of all time is an MC Ren verse.
From a solo project?
Appetite for Destruction.
Oh, NWA. Such a good song. Oh, right. That
verse, personally, is one of my most favorite verses of any rapper ever. I don't know what it is. Obviously, it's the cadence and the way that he uses the words.
And a voice. He's got a real strong
voice. Fake ass baritone voice.
Yeah.
But the way he flows on it, like that, he says some savage shit, man. The sound of the night went bang.
Right.
And the look of the wall with the motherfucking break. And you can't see more. To me, you know, hit like a motherfucking bomb.
Right.
I do that with the nine in my hand, but they ever and they don't need to understand. Like, it's crazy.
And then on Days Away Back, he goes, with me, you gotta fuck with them back then.
That's a great song. That was a fun album to talk about.
That's such a good album.
Yeah. Shout out MC Ren.
Shout out to,
one of the
big
legends.
Shout out to
super underrated and underappreciated.
So yeah, that's the news for me. Anything on any news, other additions on your end? Newsworthy?
It's crucial because it goes right into the album that we're talking about. Today is the release date for Nas' 23rd studio album.
Titled?
I don't know the title.
It's funny because I found the title earlier today, but I didn't memorize it.
And I listened to it today as well.
So it got released today.
Did
Nas
is collaboration with DJ
23rd album?
23rd album. That's a lot of fucking music.
Holy shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess it would be because he did release a lot of projects in the last 6-7 years. See, I'm thinking of all the Nas like from 94 to like 2003.
Yeah.
And there were only like 7 or 8 albums.
Yeah.
But then he's released all
Just in the past 5 years, he's put out 5 albums.
Yeah, so there you go.
Right?
So that makes sense.
The album is called Light Years.
Light
With
Years.
DJ Premier. And it drops today, which is pretty phenomenal because they've been talking about it for years.
They have.
And
they've done some great collabs together.
Yes.
As far as solo songs, like on album cuts.
Yeah.
And they've all been really successful too,
Mm-hmm,
right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, like they've all been good.
They're all well respected as great songs. I listened to it today.
You listened to it in its entirety?
In its entirety.
I haven't yet.
And we won't get too much into it because I don't want to take away from the album that we're going to talk about.
How many tracks?
It's another short album. I think it was 15 tracks.
Okay. Light Years.
I say short, but it's...
Yeah.
And I'll just say, without giving too much away, because I want you to have your own opinion of it before you listen to it.
Yeah.
Nas's pen game is unfuckwithable. Like Nas, bar quality never ever diminishes at all.
No.
This dude can talk about everything and anything.
He really can.
With so much ease and sophistication. The pen game is amazing.
And he's in his mid-50s.
Yeah, and he's...
And to be that...
With that many
skilled
albums.
still.
With that many albums.
Yeah.
So yeah, Nas's pen game is immaculate, and I'll leave it at that.
I feel like when people say that, it's like saying... it's like going on a date with an ugly girl and be like, yeah, she had a really nice personality. No offense to ugly girls, but we're not all good looking. But right, or like or an ugly guy, and a girl's like, yeah, he was really funny.
Yeah.
And then I'll leave it at that.
It feels like that. It feels like that. And I think
so I feel like that's what you're kind of.
I think you'll understand what I mean when you hear it.
Yeah.
Actually, you know what? I won't say that because I think obviously Premier is one of the greatest beat makers.
Top 3 probably
of all time.
If not top 5.
I feel like there was a little too much retread of the formula, and it almost started to feel like, okay, we could do next one a little bit more.
Well, you mentioned something earlier where you said it felt dated, right?
Mm-hmm.
It felt a little dated. So do you think some of these beats were maybe done a while back?
I hope not. I hope that's not the case.
And they kind of just...
It definitely feels like that could be the case.
Yeah, sometimes, I mean, you can recreate the magic, but you can't always recreate the sound. And maybe sometimes people try too hard to do that.
Yeah, and I don't think you have to because Nas is sophisticated with his writing. So he can adapt to beats. Like he's rapped on some crazy fucking beats. You know, everything from Kanye to Premier, Large Pro, and everything in between.
It's great.
And Dre, he can rap to anything. So I think if Premier maybe stepped outside.
But I feel like Nas has, as great as a lyricist and rapper he is, he's never been the best beat maker. Best beat picker, and we've said this 100%. Before. That's one of his, I think, only flaws is like he has some iconic songs, but if you hear a full album, every song there might be 2 or 3 musically great songs. And then everything is just like, oh, that was dope lyrics.
Yeah, his beat selection's always been...
Or dope rapping, but the song itself, it's like one and done.
You know who I want to see Nas do an album with? Pete Rock. Let Pete Rock make the Nas album.
That'd be good. Pete Rock's dope.
Or RZA.
He did he did a couple songs with Swizz a couple years ago. I don't know.
Yeah.
And that wasn't bad.
Nas can ride us with speed.
Yeah, but you're right. Nas needs, if you want to get the best out of Nas, you need a New York producer through and through.
Bring Large Pro back.
Well,
Large Professor.
But you know how you're saying that maybe it sounds a little dated? Mm-hmm. Well, bring a Alchemist. Bring a Ninth Wonder.
Ooh.
A New York guy, but a new New York guy.
Ninth Wonder.
Who can kind of bring you into the forte of now, but still keep it New York.
Yes.
Maybe that's something that he needs.
Ninth Wonder. That would have been a good one.
Right?
But yeah, when you hear the album for yourself, I think you'll get it.
So you wouldn't listen to it again?
I'm gonna listen to it again.
Yeah.
Just because I know there's 2 songs for sure that I was like, okay, these two.
No, I was just gonna say, was there anything that really stood out?
Yeah. There's 2 songs that will get added to the playlist for sure.
Okay.
The rest of the album's kind of like, hurts my feelings. Yeah.
See now I'm disappointed.
Yeah, and see that's why I don't want to say too much.
But you've already said it. It's too late. But I will be listening to it on the weekend. That's my weekend project. Yes. And I'm gonna
It's still a worthwhile listen.
But if you're telling me music, because that's what I go for first. Yeah. So if you're telling me now that musically it's not so great, or maybe not as fresh as we wanted it to be, then I can already say that I might. Yeah. But anyways, comment and tell us what you think in the comments.
Yeah, the pen game is serious.
Yeah. Okay, so today's album pick, which was chosen by you, and it was a great choice because and you caught me off guard a bit because you do like Nas, but I don't know if would you say you're a Nas fan?
Yeah, I'm definitely a Nas appreciator for sure.
Right.
I definitely appreciate what he does.
Right.
His pen game is always amazing for me.
Yeah. But it was nice to see that. And
he's got no the thing for me is he's got a lot of music that I obviously really resonate with, but he's got no songs that
hit you in the soul.
Yeah, there's some songs that just at least for me, I have a different connection with the artist.
Fair enough.
And I've never found that. The closest thing I found that with Nas was Made You Look. You can slam through a page in my round book. Both versions are amazing.
You know what the problem is with that song? Is that the remix, and Jada I hate to say it, but Jada and Luda buried him on his own song.
Luda said some of the wildest shit on that verse.
It goes Luda, Jada, and Nas. Don't even start to say Jada is number 1. And shout out to Jada, but Luda. Because Luda had everything against him on that song. People were like, remember?
Yeah,
they're like, why can't we it doesn't make any sense. And then he comes out and he just killed. And now he's synonymous for that.
Murdered. Honestly, it would suck to have to go on a track with Luda like that. Because the last line he says, most shit out on the streets than evicted tenants. Like that's just insane.
There's another guy who doesn't get a lot of respect.
Yeah, I hate that.
Did you ever? He is. Did you ever see did you watch the Versus back in the days, a couple years ago with him and Nelly? No. Okay, so they had a Versus, him and Nelly.
Crazy.
And this is kind of in the thick of Versus, still COVID time.
Right.
And everybody was like, "Oh yeah, Nelly's gonna watch Luda," and I'm like, "What Nelly are you guys talking about?" And I like Nelly. Songs. And then like halfway through, people are like, "Oh shit, Luda got hits
after hit."
And I'm like, do you just realize this now?
And not just small hits, dude. Luda's got some kind of songs that people take the vocabulary of, and it becomes normal conversation. Like when people hear "move, bitch," what do you think?
Yeah,
get out the way is automatic. He's got those things.
You remember when Chris Rock said it in his special? He goes, "What he's saying is move, bitch, get out the way." Like he was trying to make it literal, but yeah, no, I mean, but what I'm saying is it's in modern.
Yeah.
So, like
you're right. Part of our
stand up, Southern hospitality,
area codes.
Where have you guys been? That like I think people get clouded. Because they see a Nelly and he's got some monster hits. Yeah.
He's got bigger crossover hits.
He's got bigger crossover hits, absolutely. And he's got those country western shits and all that. And those are huge shits, but nah, you're not going to win against them, man.
Bangers.
Yeah. But, so anyways, we're doing Nas's debut album, Illmatic. What a title. Like, at the time, I didn't even know what Illmatic meant. Yeah. I knew what ill meant, because that was a word we used to say a lot. Like, oh, that's ill.
Yeah.
But Illmatic, like, it just never resonated with me. The only reason I knew about Nas is Much Music, Rhapsody, because he had released 2 videos for the album. It Ain't Hard to Tell, and Whose World Is This? And we used to watch that on Rhapsody, and we were like,
because they're really ghetto video.
Black and white.
It was just him
Ghetto video,
in the project.
absolutely ghetto.
Yeah.
And the beats, and we're talking 94, so we're still heavy into West Coast.
Heavy.
We're slowly listening to Wu-Tang, because Wu-Tang had come out the same year. But other than Wu-Tang, that was, for me anyways, that was really it for East Coast.
Same.
You know, because Nas Effects was a couple years back, and they weren't really that New York. They were more of a crossover, right?
And I personally, I wasn't ready for Tribe.
Like, no, I had no idea about Tribe. Yeah, I didn't know anything about Tribe.
Obviously, Naughty by Nature got love.
Yeah, and even with Naughty by Nature, because they were so crossover, you didn't even think about them as, because they're actually from New Jersey. Right?
Yeah, he shouted out Dirty George all the time.
Yeah, but we didn't even think we just thought of them as a group.
It didn't resonate that they were East Coast.
They were like they were like a Fushnikins.
Crossover.
Fushnikins totally East Coast, but I never thought of them as because they didn't have that style.
No.
We got that East Coast sound more when it came to like Pete Rock and CL Smooth.
Yeah.
And then of course Nas and Wu-Tang and then Mobb Deep. And then and then it just and it flooded after that. But yeah, East Coast, the initial East Coast. What was initial East Coast rap? When you really think about it, I'm talking about early 90s. What would you define East Coast rap? You didn't have Wu-Tang.
You'd have to say Rakim.
Right, yeah, Eric B. and Rakim, right?
Yeah.
But even then, they weren't releasing albums at that point. Early 90s?
Gangstar.
Right? Okay, so that's a legitimate
They
one.
kind of started to change the sound.
But I think, did Gangstar come out before Wu-Tang or after Wu-Tang? See, I don't even know that.
I think it would have been around the same time.
Okay.
And Premier's from Texas, so technically it's not East Coast.
That's true.
But,
he's from Houston, yeah.
Yeah, that's tough. They didn't really have a big hitter until fucking Wu-Tang came.
That's right. You had groups like what do you call Lords of the Underground,
right?
Stuff like that.
Singles, they had bangers.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Trouble Like Brothers.
Yeah.
Right.
Wow.
Right. You remember that? I mean, like you said, solo songs. Great.
Yeah.
You had a guy named OC. I don't know if you remember him. Time's Up.
Yeah.
You had guys like that. Oh, and you had what's his name? The Godfather there with the jackets and all that. You know. You know what I'm talking about, man. He's from Queens.
Smooth the Hustler?
No. This guy's like legitimate lyricist. 90s, bigger from Queens. You know, everybody's like, oh, he was one of my...
Not Sauce Money.
No. I'm talking before, like he's one of the pioneers from like...
Cool G.
Thank you, Cool G Rap.
Right.
Thank you. See, you got the memory. Cool G Rap. He was East Coast. But yeah, so we were at that point we were listening to Death Row.
Yeah.
We were listening to Bone had just no, actually no, not even Bone. No, they were 95.
Some down south stuff.
They were 95. No, UGK and Ghetto Boys.
Ghetto Boys had infiltrated early.
UGK we were listening to, and we're listening to Outkast had to come back at that. Yeah, Spice One we were listening to. Yeah. So it was
way more West Coast.
It was limited.
Yeah.
It was limited. There wasn't. We weren't.
Our palette was closed.
It was very close. Yeah, right. Exactly. And then so Nas comes on, and we've seen a couple videos. The beats are okay. I didn't even know that. It Ain't Hard to Tell. I didn't even realize it had a Michael Jackson. I didn't even notice it in the song until years later because it's very in the background.
It is, yeah.
Like so. Anyways, but yeah. So my introduction to Nas was okay. He's just a guy from New York. Yeah. I didn't care for lyrics at that time. I couldn't give a shit about lyrics. And I didn't buy the album. I wasn't really interested in it.
Yeah.
And then I remember seeing him at the Source Awards, the 1995 Source Awards, and he had given an award to Wu-Tang. And they were kind of like sunning him almost in a good way. But they're like, oh yeah, you know, like doing one of these. And then I was like, okay. And then now he's known as the God MC.
I would say in most hip hop circles, Nas is considered top 3 greatest dead or alive.
He is.
I mean, he was in your top 5.
He was. And he is. Yeah.
And for me, when I first heard It Ain't Hard to Tell, I remember the MJ sample.
So you remember, right?
Yeah.
That's
for sure. Because like, you know, the break, you can hear it clearly, right?
Yeah. I never heard it. I don't know why.
And I like Nas's flow. Although the video was mad ghetto, he didn't really move the needle for me back then. Obviously, I knew he was something. Like, I knew he was something of significance because the buzz behind it was crazy.
Yeah.
Like, the bubble around him was blowing up. Everyone was talking about Nas. All the hip hop, magazines.
Yeah, definitely. Or shows.
The album got 5 mics in the source.
Yeah.
He had all the buzz, so
Yeah.
obviously he had some significance. Pac mentioned him, when Pac talks shit about you.
Yeah.
You're on the radar.
Yeah, but that's true.
The album at that moment in time, it didn't hit me. I didn't get Nas. I didn't get this album until years later.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But now, having this hindsight and looking at the album now,
right.
Personally, I wasn't ready. I wasn't ready for what Nas was delivering musically, and what that project was. I wasn't ready for it. Like, my mind was set in a completely, because melodies were what moved me. Like, it was all about the melodies, and the West Coast had all the melodies and the fucking songwriting.
You're right. And the thing is, he didn't have hits.
He didn't have any hits.
Even when doing the research on it, he officially released 5 singles. None of them charted.
Which is wild.
But when you listen to the songs, they're not really chartable songs.
Yeah, for sure. Like, you're not going to get album, but
you're not going to get radio play on
it. But for hip hop,
when you
as far as the quality of hip hop music,
when you look at it now, you go, what? Yeah. That's crazy. One of those songs didn't make a hit.
Yeah.
And you got a Mike Jack sample on one of them, and you still couldn't get it top.
For sure.
Right?
Like, even New York State of Mind.
Yeah.
The fact that didn't chart.
Yeah, that would be one of the ones that I would have thought might, because it was kind of a perfect recipe of everything,
that's
right?
Gonna be a fun song to talk about.
But anyway, so we're talking about Illmatic, debut studio album from Nas, aka Nasir Jones. Great name, by the way.
Yeah.
Album released April 19th, 1994. So we were in grade 9?
Yeah.
Going into grade 9?
Yeah, 10.
Grade to 10.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like it was released in 94. Yeah, I guess it would have been, yeah.
Fucking kids.
Are you sure it was in grade 9?
94, we would have been 15.
Oh, yeah, right. Yeah, okay, you're right. Released on Columbia Records. He signed with... Do you know how he signed with the label? You know who helped him sign with Columbia? MC Search.
Right,
from Third Base.
Right.
Actually shopped his deal and got him that deal.
MC Search.
Yeah, so that's crazy.
Another one of those Forrest Gumps in hip hop.
Absolutely. Mm-hmm. And when you're talking about when he recorded the album, they said that, or some of the facts came out that he recorded the album between 1992 and 1993, but it wasn't released until 1994. So he was a young guy, man. Yeah,
a kid.
Based on his experiences growing up in the Queensbridge houses in Queens, New York, which is Queens is synonymous for some great rappers. We're talking about 50 Cent, Nas, Cool G Rap,
Royalty,
Noriega, Mob. I said Mob Deep. And there's a couple more I think that I'm missing, but I mean, like some great rappers. Icons. Yeah. And Queens is no joke. I mean, it's one of the 5 boroughs. Yeah. I mean, that's a lot of great hip hop. Is KRS One or MC Shan from Queens? One of those.
Shan,
right? Yeah. So we're talking like Queens has a huge relevance in hip hop.
Huge.
Hip hop
in the folklore.
In the folklore,
Absolutely.
He started writing for the album, lyrics for that album when he was 16 years old. So what you said is exactly correct. How many 16-year-old rappers in any time frame in hip hop since we've been listening to it have had that type of pen?
The only other one is Ice Cube.
16?
I mean, he wrote Boys in the Hood when he was 16.
Oh, right. That's true. That's true. I didn't think about that.
Cube is
but I mean, a whole album?
Yeah, not at that time. He didn't have the opportunity. But I would think Cube would be...
But Cube, I mean, if he's writing at that, at 16, that's pretty sophisticated. But not too many.
No.
Not too many. The album debuted at number 12 on the US Billboard 200 chart.
That's pretty fucking impressive.
Which is actually pretty impressive because this is the chart for everything.
That's solid.
So that's impressive, especially when it's a debut album. Mm-hmm. And at that time, hip hop was still considered
didn't get the
press, crap, and hip hop
didn't get the mainstream press.
Didn't get the love it deserved.
That's dope.
Sold 59,000 copies in its first week, but which I find, I mean, that's an impressive number now.
Yeah.
But the label said that initial sales fell below expectations, and
crazy.
Its 5 singles failed to achieve significant chart success, which I know for a fact they did it.
Well, because like when you
never heard it on the radio.
When you look at the roster of producers on there, my God,
We're talking
One of the
about
greatest producers of all time in hip hop on that album.
Good segue. DJ Premier, Large Professor, Pete Rock, Q-Tip, LES, and Nas himself.
God.
I mean, come on, man. That's like East Coast finest. Right?
Royalty right there.
Wow. But yeah, no, it didn't do the numbers they thought it would.
I mean, it's probably a pretty big budget.
I would think at the time probably.
Names,
but I mean, even like a Hot 97 was talking about it because they were celebrating the anniversary a while ago, and so I was watching a special that they did, and they were saying that even on radio they were playing Nas. Now from Illmatic, they weren't playing anything from that. It just wouldn't. Yeah, I mean they would play it on like the afternoon mixes and stuff, but as a song. Not really. I want
to give Pop the credit for that. Just because.
Yeah, but not really because
it didn't happen.
The Pac hate didn't come until '96.
So a few years after.
It would be good to just use that as an excuse. We can't even use that. I just think, like you said, I don't think people were ready for that type of lyricism without the mainstream beats.
Absolutely.
Because when you look at album number 2 and you hear "If I Rule the World," radio smash.
Game change. Yeah. He figured it out. And the recipe in the beginning was, this is a dope rap album.
Right.
And it was made for hip hop.
Right.
And then when I would say, maybe the label was disappointed, but I would say if you as an artist, you make this album, you have all these incredible producers, and you sell 60,000 in your first. Personally, I'm like, that's a success. True. I don't give a fuck what the label says. That's a win.
True.
Now, for the next album, I know exactly what to do to knock this shit out of the park.
It's true.
And then you tweak the recipe a little bit, and then you have a fucking mega hit.
But I mean, he's not the first one to have an album that is
like a subpar.
Revered in hip hop, but didn't have even Jay. We did Reasonable Doubt.
Yeah. He
didn't have any radios. Dead Presidents was the closest thing, and that wasn't really a radio.
Nobody thought Jay was gonna be a star. At that time, in the mainstream world of hip hop and
radio, other than Dead Presidents, none of the other songs started.
No.
So what are we talking about?
Only if you were a hip hop fan did you know Reasonable Doubt had any value.
Exactly, and that's the same with Illmatic, right?
Exactly.
You're a hip hop fan, especially from that time frame, or even if you're a younger individual, but you're really into throwbacks, you love that, then you'll appreciate it.
You have to be an aficionado.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And like you had mentioned before, like it took, so the album releases in 94. It doesn't go gold until January of 96.
Wow.
Like that's crazy to me. Especially when you sold 60,000 copies in your first week. You should have gone gold just based on those numbers within a year. It's not a half a year.
Half a year, I would say.
Right?
That's wild.
So 2 years.
2 years.
And then on December 11th, 2001, it finally earned a platinum certification.
That came right around.
Which you were talking
nice.
before.
Yeah.
And as of February of 2019, it has sold 2 million copies.
Solid.
So and that's what's happening, right? It's that
a lot of collectors
and a lot of resurgence of these younger folks who are like, oh, Nas. Like they see him now with the Hit Boys and whatnot. They're like, let me go back and see.
And they hear the folklore, they hear their favorite rappers talking about who their favorite, and obviously Nas comes up and Jay comes up to like, oh, let me find out about this.
Exactly. Right.
I love that. Like, to me,
I do too.
That's one of the beautiful things about music and about the legacy of artists, because you influence so many of the new generation artists. Like A$AP Rocky talks about Nas, and A$AP's got the pulse of that generation of people, and you just kind of filter it down, right? So,
and a lot of rappers in general of this generation. They all revere Nas.
Yeah.
He's one of those guys where nobody really says anything bad about him.
And he's done a lot of really good things, man. Really Mass Appeal and resurrecting
for
a lot
the
of
culture.
artists.
For the culture.
Yeah, he's been about it.
He did the 50th anniversary thing, right? It came out of his pocket.
And on this new album with Premier, he actually toots his horn a little bit. Which is pretty fucking cool to hear him talk about.
And some people said, well, he could have done this differently, could have done. Yeah, I'm sure he could have. He could have probably done a lot of things differently. But you know what? He was doing it when nobody else did.
And he's doing a lot of shit. He's not just making music. He's doing a lot of things behind the scenes that are propelling.
He's got the casino coming up in New York.
Yes.
He was, I don't know if you know, but he was one of the initial huge investors in Ring.
Yes.
The camera. And he made a shitload.
Yeah, he cashed out big.
And same with
because it got bought by Amazon or something.
Right.
It's amazing.
So anyways, shout out to Nas. Okay, so album is, like you said, widely regarded as one of the greatest and most influential hip hop albums of all time, appearing on numerous best album lists by critics and publications, and that's facts because we've been hearing that for years. Yeah. Even now, people talk about Illmatic, it's best
of the
album
culture.
ever.
Yeah, for sure.
So that's definitely facts. Billboard magazine wrote in 2015 that Illmatic is widely seen as the best hip hop album ever. That's a statement.
Heavy claim.
That's a statement. In 2020, the album was ranked by Rolling Stone magazine at number 44 on its list of the 500 greatest albums of all time. Not hip hop. Greatest albums. To be 44 out of 500 for hip hop, that's impressive.
And not in a hip hop publication.
If anything, it's the anti-hip hop publication, right? In 2021, this was interesting. It was selected. The album was selected by the Library of Congress for preservation in the National Recording Registry for being culturally, historically, or aesthetically significant.
Damn.
That's huge. That's
big.
And then the source gave Illmatic a 5 mic rating, which is always one of those things where it's like a purple heart.
Yeah.
Like you wear that badge when you get that.
Dude, those are bragging rights.
Absolutely.
To be able to say you have a 5 mic in the source, when source was like the definition of what was hip hop.
Holy grail.
Right?
It's like winning an Oscar. Epic. Right? Like it's endless. So yeah, the album has 10 tracks, which we were talking about earlier as well, which is interesting because nowadays that doesn't happen. It's always flooded with 15, 14, 16. So 10 tracks. It's a nice number. But anyways, so yeah, let's begin. So track number 1, which is the intro, titled "The Genesis," produced by Nas and another individual. It's basically just a lot of talking. Kind of acting silly. They're just kind of talking shit a little bit.
Yeah.
Not really musically relevant. Not a lot of music in the background. It was. I don't know. I didn't find it. It was. I don't know.
I thought I heard AZ on there.
You did. You're right. He is on there. He's not credited, but yes, he is on there because he's got a very distinctive voice.
Yeah. He does some shit talking on there.
Yeah, he does. You're right. I don't know. It was weird. It was a weird intro for me.
I mean, the rhymes are fucking dope.
Yeah, the rhymes were good.
He comes in and spits some
flows.
That's true.
The rhymes were good.
Pretty dope.
But it's just that I think the setup of the intro is kind of a little...
It's a little messy.
But I don't know. That's just my perception.
Yeah, I think it's a good attempt at an intro. I think the bars that would carry it for me. The beats kind of like whatever.
For me, I guess because especially like listening to like intros from Bone Thugs, they had some of the great, and like NWA and Dr. Dre,
and Dre had
Easy
some
E,
intros, yeah.
And then the No Limit, like the intro, and even Cashmere, the intros were so important,
so pumped up,
right?
Yeah, right. Yeah,
like they were so important that like it was like the start of something great.
Sets the tone for the whole album.
So I think for me, intros, I kind of hold them in a different position, and this just wasn't that. But anyways, I give it a 2 out of 5.
I think it's a cool thing to try. It's called the Genesis. It's it's a good setup for creation.
That's true.
I think if you're a first time artist and you're making an attempt at having a cohesive album,
right?
You would want to define it with your number one skill. And for Nas, that's his pen.
That's true.
And he spit some fucking silly bars on this track. So just for the bars alone, it gets a 3 for me.
Nice. Okay. Cool. Track number 2. New York State of Mind, NY State of Mind, produced by DJ Premier, we were just talking about. The beat is a little chaotic in a good way, which I like. It hits you hard.
Yeah.
Like that's New York hip hop at its grittiest,
fucking
finest
definition.
Like the title of the song really follows through with the song. Like it's a perfect title because it is New. Like we've both been to New York. Yeah. We've seen the culture, and we've listened to East Coast, specifically New York, and this song is New York.
Dude, if someone asks you what hip hop music is, this would be the song you would show them.
kind of would be.
Right? Because you got the scratches, you got the thumping bass line.
It would be one of my picks, yeah.
And Nas's bars on this are spectacular. Like, he just glides all over this beat.
Absolutely.
This is like a match made in heaven, this whole song.
And the title, right? New York State of Mind.
Right? Oh, man, when you first hit that, this song should have been the first song on the album.
See, now that I totally agree with, because then you really set the tone.
Ooh.
Like, you could have done a little bit of more musical intro, and then you kick it off.
Yes.
I think that would have gone a lot better.
Yeah. Or just do some shit talk and go right
and then go into it. Exactly. I give it a 4 out of 5.
This
almost
is
a perfect song.
This is one of my favorite Nas songs. This is a 5 out of 5 for me.
Nice.
This song is a
banger. And I struggled with that because I wanted to give it a 5, but as good as it is, I have more favorite songs of Nas than this. Right. And I think that's why I couldn't hold it at that. I would be lying and saying it's the 5 if I don't listen to it that much.
Yeah,
you know what
facts.
I mean? So track number 3, produced by LES, who at this time was a rookie producer, but he's gone and produced some of the biggest hits in hip hop. With Nas, with Fat Joe, and Terror Squad, LES is that guy.
Staple in there.
So the song's called Life's a Bitch, featuring AZ, who another prolific New York rapper. And so Nas and him go back like...
AZ's a big what if.
That's a really good way.
Right?
Yeah, because his first album was amazing.
It's a good album. Yeah.
Do or Die.
Yeah.
I love that album.
It's got a great voice.
Yep.
His pen game is like...
Sugar Hill, if you guys remember Sugar Hill, that was his claim to fame.
Yeah, his pen game is silly.
You know?
Yeah.
And it's funny because the beat of this song sounds like Sugar Hill. If you remember the Sugar Hill beat, the beat of this song is very similar to Sugar Hill.
It is.
I don't know if LES produced it, but I gotta check. But anyway, so it's featuring Nas. Like I said, I liked it. I gave it a 3.5 out of 5. The rapping was good. The back and forth was something.
3 out of 5.
3.5 out of 5. Yeah. And the beat, like I said, the beat's good. It's a little bit. It's not an East Coast beat. It's more of a. I don't know what you call it.
It's a little breezy.
Yeah, it's definitely a little breezy, a little bit slower.
Yeah.
But still, for me, and like I said, it reminds me a lot of Sugar Hill. And like I said, it's the first collab between these two, and moving along the trajectory, you'll see a lot more collab. Like these two almost should have had a group,
or at least a joint album.
I want to say they did. I want to. You'll have to look it up, but I almost want to say they did have an album together. I want to go out on the
like a whole album together.
I'm gonna look it up now, but I'm almost positive that they.
So, okay, while you look that up, I just want to go back to New York State of Mind for a second.
Yeah, of course.
Because he spits these bars, and he's like, I'm monkey flipping with the funky rhythm I be kicking, musician inflicting composition of pain. I'm like Scarface sniffing cocaine, holding an M16, see with the pen I'm extreme, that bullet holes left in my peepholes. I'm suited up with street clothes, hand me a gnat, and I'll defeat foes. I think the crazy thing about Nas's flow here, there are rappers now that jack so much of Nas's swag, right? And that's a crazy thing to see when you read the lyrics.
Yep.
It's like, man, he birthed a lot of styles. Yeah,
he did.
He deserves a lot of credit for that.
So yeah, no, you're right. They have the only thing that comes up is the Firm album, which is not just them two. It's also Foxy in nature.
So this song I actually like, way more than I remember liking it when I first heard it. With Nas and AZ, I appreciate the song way more now.
Yeah, to be honest, I don't even remember it from before.
Well, the thing is, I remember back in the day, everyone always talked about this hook, life's the bitch.
Really?
Yeah.
I wasn't even on it.
Like I remember in high school, all the brown dudes were like, rapping this hook, like they live and die by this stupid creed.
Of course.
But I didn't really fuck with it then. But hearing it again, I'm like, fuck, I really like the song, man.
It's dope. It's got like you said, a breezy kind of a flossy beat.
Yeah, I really enjoyed it. AZ sounds dope in it. Their back and forth is really, really good. The beat is good enough.
Yeah,
for me,
it's good enough. Yeah.
I give it 4.
Nice. Mm-hmm. We're not too far off there. Okay, track number. So this is one of the first songs that introduced me to Nas. Was The World Is Yours, produced by Pete Rock. And if you know Pete Rock, this is Pete Rock. Even if you know Pete Rock and you didn't know that he produced a song, after listening to 30 seconds of it, you'd be like, this is probably a Pete Rock beat.
Quintessential chocolate boy wonder.
Absolutely. For me, it's very jazzmatazz.
Yes.
In regards to the late Guru, thank you.
Mm-hmm.
What half of Gangstar? Because he had a volume 1 and 2 of jazzmatazz.
Yes.
And it was hip hop and jazz mixed together,
And
which
live,
was very cool.
Live jazz artists playing,
very
way
cool.
ahead of his time.
Very, very ahead. Because at that time, people, nobody cared.
No one.
I was just like, what's this nonsense, right?
No.
And now you're like, holy moly, this is like music at a whole different level.
Yeah. And Guru was ahead of his time for sure.
Absolutely. But yeah, the beat is very that tight. It's very piano based. It's got live instruments. There's no 808s or anything like that.
Yeah.
And like I said, it was my first introduction to him. The rapping is good. Mm-hmm. It's a little monotone. The beat. It's a little monotone. Mm-hmm. But overall, like I said, it is iconic in that sense. Yeah. I give it a 3 out of 5.
Shit. Okay.
Yeah.
Another one that I like way more now than I remember liking before. I really like the hook.
Yep.
The beat is repetitive for sure, but I feel like Nas's voice cuts through enough that makes it lively. For me at least. Yep. I gave it got a 4.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's dope.
The songs are hitting.
I think what it was with me is the rapping is always on point.
For sure.
But I think it's like I said, it's one of those songs where I know it's iconic in the sense of that was our first introduction to it, but I'm not listening to it in the car. I'm not listening to it on my headphones.
Yeah, that's fair.
So
Yeah, I get that.
Okay, track number 5, titled "Halftime,"
which is the halfway mark of the album too.
The halfway mark of the album. I think the beat of this song is dope. I thought it's produced by Large Professor. I'm a fan of the music. I just like the beat. It's a good album cut, man. All through and through. The rapping is dope. I gave it a 4 out of 5.
Okay, I fucking hate doing this.
Yeah.
But because my laptop's been lagging, I just want to go back to AZ's verse for 1 sec.
Oh, okay, yeah.
On the song. Visualizing the realism of life and actuality. Fuck who's the baddest, a person's status depends on salary. And my mentality is money orientated. I'm destined to live the dream for all of my peeps who never made it. First of all, the vocabulary, the level of vocabulary is higher than a lot of people back then.
He's not even 20 at this time.
And he's talking about the 5%ers and things like that.
Yeah.
Like Schweppervesets.
So you know what that is?
No.
You know Schweppes?
Yeah.
The drink?
Oh.
Effervescence is good sparkling drinks, right?
And
Yeah, so that's...
He's one of those fans where you're kind of like... you need to be you have to have lived some life.
Absolutely.
To get it, right?
Yeah.
I think that's one of the reasons why
and that's because these are street guys. Grow up in the ghetto.
Lived a lot of life.
They at age 15, 16, 17, 18, they've seen more than...
They've seen a lot of shit.
Probably individuals double their age, right?
And it's crazy because up until this point, it feels like Nas is watching shit unfold.
He's basically... The One Love video.
Yeah.
I remember we'll get to that song later, but that was another track that he released. And I vividly remember that video because he's literally sitting on a bench in the middle of the Queensboro. Right? Remember that? And he's just watching. So what you said is exactly what he's doing.
And exactly what it sounds like.
Because he said he wasn't a gangster.
Yeah.
Not the drug dealer per se, but he was that guy who was people watching.
Yeah.
And he saw his surroundings and now he's painting you that picture.
And it's crazy how at least from what I see, him and Ice Cube careers have a lot of parallel this way, musically, as far as who they are to their coasts, and what they represent in their pen. Like I feel like because Cube he wasn't a gangster. No. Cube was a watcher as well. He watched the world unfold around him and basically reported back.
That's true.
What he saw. From the West Coast, and Nas kind of did the same thing from the East Coast.
And they didn't rap about like flossy things.
Yeah.
And they weren't materialistic rappers.
No.
And they could get political.
And they had a message.
I mean, probably Cuba a little bit more, but still, and they repped hard for their coasts.
For sure. Dude, Cube's fucking West Side connection, man.
Yeah.
Started the whole thing.
And when you hear their voice, you can tell he's from New York and he's from LA.
They are their prototypes for their coasts.
Absolutely. That's actually a really good comparison.
Yeah.
And they've had a long and fruitful career that's still going.
Still going. Yeah, Cube is just as relevant as he was in a different way in the 90s.
True. Right? That's a good comparison.
Yeah.
So halftime. What did you? I gave it a 4 out of 5. What did you think about it?
I didn't like
by
this.
Large Pro.
Yeah, this one wasn't as much of a gem for me.
It's
Like
for
the
you?
beat's kind of meh.
Yeah.
This one got a 3 from me. Again,
Okay.
the bars are obviously spectacular.
Yeah.
But yeah, this one didn't really hit.
Fair enough. Okay, track number 6, titled Memory Lane, in brackets, Sitting in the Park. I hated this song. It's produced by DJ Premier, which it hurts for me to say that. But it sounds like you know what it sounds like? It sounds like a really shitty Black Sheep beat. Like a Black Sheep beat that didn't make the cut. Because it sounded like it could have been on a Black Sheep album as a shitty cut, because it's got that Black Sheep, and Black Sheep like dope, but I felt that Black Sheep vibe, but not in a good way. I didn't like it. I gave it 2.5 out of 5. 2 out of 5. I
you know what? I wish I remember when I first heard Illmatic, because I remember hearing it with somebody that was like super enthusiastic. It might have been Queasy. It might have been Jason J. Because I remember
because I didn't buy the album until like. I mean, I think I bought the album years later.
Yeah.
But that was after his like the Firm album, his second album.
After he became established.
Yeah, I just bought it because you had to.
It's part of the
I
collection.
mean, how could I not have that album?
Yeah.
But I didn't buy it to listen to it.
Yeah.
I bought it to buy it.
To have it.
Because I couldn't be truthful to myself being a hip hop fan, even if I didn't.
And a Nas fan.
Like you have to, right?
It's part of the collection.
You had to, yeah.
Yeah.
So you probably, it would be probably somebody like.
Whoever I was with was like, every song they were like, "Oh man, it's amazing."
Yeah.
I just remember sitting there like, "What?
You're not seeing it.
What am I missing?"
Yeah, I get it.
And I specifically remember this one being one of those songs where I was like,
yeah.
What are you celebrating right
It's
now?"
horrible.
But again, it's one of those songs that people revere, man.
This song.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. I mean, this one got.
I mean, the rapping, like I said, it's not the rapping.
Yeah, the beat just destroys it.
I mean, you can't just not like the rapping and not the. If that's the case, then they'd be some of the greatest rappers we would never heard of because their rapping skills are great.
Yeah.
The music's horrible.
The music's terrible.
Yeah. What did you
this
get?
one got a 2 for me.
Oh,
I was very sad
same
about
boat. Okay, now we're back up again. Track number 7, One Love. One of my second favorite song from the album, because I remember this back from 1994. I remember the video and I love the beat because it was a little different.
Yeah.
It actually reminded me of that Crooklyn Dodger song. You remember the
Oh, yeah.
where they got that little, very similar to
Yeah.
that. Q-Tip produced it.
Yeah.
And Q-Tip, would you say Q-Tip's an underrated producer?
For sure. Without a doubt. Track
Because
catalog alone.
A lot of people don't consider him in the producer realm, right?
Which is so weird.
Because Ali Shaheed was kind of
he wasn't a producer.
right. I think that people think
That's
he was,
but
right?
that's the problem. Everyone assumes because they
He was
always
a
shouted
DJ,
him out.
right?
Yeah, he was
Yeah,
a DJ.
right.
And they always shouted him out in the tracks.
So assumption was he produced the song.
Exactly.
Right?
But no, it's
So
Q-Tip.
did Q-Tip do a lot of the?
Almost everything.
Wow.
Yeah, all the sound
See, I didn't even
finding,
know that.
all the beat building. And Ali Shaheed was a technician, right? He taught
Right.
Q-Tip a lot of stuff.
Right.
But the ear was Q-Tip.
And then he's done production for like Jay-Z.
So many
Busta.
people. So many people.
Yeah.
And even pop artists, right? He's done a lot of stuff with pop artists too, so
Interesting.
Q-Tip's been around.
So Q-Tip's that guy. Well, I love the beat, and now I never knew Q-Tip produced it back in the days.
This is my favorite track on the record. Oh, okay. Shout out to Phil, peeping the podcast. He says
Definitely shout out.
it's his favorite track. Yeah.
Phil knows.
On the
Phil
album.
knows good music. Filthy Phil knows good music. So yeah, no, this is a dope song. It's great storytelling.
Yeah.
If you like storytelling, I like the title of the song. Yeah, man, I'm all for it. Like I said, this is one of those songs, other than "World Is Yours" and "It Ain't Hard to Love," that I remember vividly.
Right.
I remember the music. I remember the video.
Yeah.
And this was my second favorite song.
Yeah.
I give it a 4 out of 5.
Yeah, same. It's a great song. Nas, obviously, this kind of song defines Nas, this era of Nas.
Right.
It's interesting how he's had a lot of songs about him wanting to change the world.
Yeah.
So and he doesn't really
Early on too.
Yeah, he doesn't really get credit for being like a political rapper or like a Pac style revolutionary rapper. But he really, a big part of his mission was wanting a better world.
True.
Right?
Yeah.
Even on his second album, If I Rule the World, that's one of his biggest songs. So he's always kind of had this vision of what the world should look like. And even with One Mic, he's got a lot of those kind of songs that move. at least, it's interesting because like he's revered in hip hop.
Yeah.
But his message never really became something that was, I guess, appreciated by the mainstream. He never, at least to me, he never gets looked at as like a revolutionary rapper.
I think even to this day, he never really achieved mainstream success like that.
No.
He receives like appreciation.
Yes.
And he sold units.
Yes.
Not that he hasn't sold units. He sold a lot of units. But when you think about his career, like, and his chart, like, how many radio hits does he have?
He doesn't really have. I mean, Uchiwali was a big hit, but on hip hop radio.
Okay, right. Okay, fair enough. Radio hit on a hip hop or urban.
Yes.
But not like a Jay-Z.
No.
Or, not to say a lot of rappers have that, but what I'm saying is when you look at his career and where he stands, you would think he would have more of those.
I can't think
like
of
Tupac,
many.
like Snoop. Like,
Hate Me Now was a big song.
Hate Me Now was big, but that was a lot to do with Puff.
For sure.
Right? Because Puff had that,
At peak. And the video controversy.
Right. And yeah, that had a lot.
Yeah.
But even you were saying about him and trying to be culturally forward or whatever. Even in Belly, remember the character he played? He wanted to go back to Africa with T-Boz and raised it because he was all about that.
For the people, it's who he is. It's who he's always been.
It's always been that.
This song is a 4 for me as well.
Nice,
solid.
Okay, track number 8, titled "One Time for Your Mind," produced by Large Pro. I hate this beat. I fucking hate this beat, and it's a 2 out of 5. That's all I'm gonna say.
Yeah, it was a miss for me too. I don't know how. Like, it's crazy how there's only 10 songs on the album.
We're almost
and
done.
Even then, you gotta trim some fat.
I know.
And I feel like not enough artists are critical about their stuff to trim fat. Like, if you know the shit's whack, just take it off the album. You don't have to have every song on the album.
Agreed. And I don't know if it's the label who's pushing it because they don't have that control. Because, keep in mind this is his first album. He probably didn't have a lot of creative control.
And the relationship with Large Pro obviously is important.
Right. And Columbia's like, oh yeah, fine, put it on, right?
And Large Pro, outside of this album, Large Pro's a legend, man.
He is, man, and he's another one doesn't get a lot of credit.
He's got an incredible catalog of music, but on this Nas album, it just didn't do it for me. Yeah, this was a 2 as well.
You got a 2. Same thing.
It's crazy.
Okay, second to last song, number 9, titled "Represent," which is my favorite song on this album, and one of my favorite songs in hip hop. But I didn't appreciate it then. I didn't even remember even listening to it. And probably in the last 5-6 years, the song has had a resurgence. That's like over social media and stuff. And I'm like, where is that? Because the beat is so good.
Yeah, it's banger.
And I'm like, where is this song from? And I'm like, Illmatic. I don't remember the song. And then I'm like, and now it's on all my playlists, and it's a dope beat. It's produced by Premier, who makes up for Memory Lane, and the song is so New York, right? It's just so once again, this is another New York song.
East Coast.
It's a perfect hip hop track for me. It's a 5 out of 5.
It's crazy because I'm same thing. I don't remember hearing this track.
Nope.
And it's funny because I don't remember even knowing it existed until we did that episode.
Oh, and someone said something
where you brought it up. And I was like, I don't remember. And someone in the comments was like, you should know. If you're a hip hop fan, you should know. But I didn't know.
Right, yeah.
But when I heard it again, obviously I was like, oh yeah, I can't remember this song.
Yeah.
But instant. Banger, you know right away. It's a banger. It moves you right away.
It still sounds fresh now.
It still has lasting power. Yeah. It's a 4 for me just because there's a couple of things missing from the beat.
Right.
But overall, it's great.
Well, I mean, it's a looped beat. Yeah. So it's a repetitive beat, but just the beat itself is very cool.
Hype. Yeah, it's hype.
And then the last track of the album, titled "It Ain't Hard to Tell," which was one of his singles that he did release officially. I remember watching the video, black and white, very, very
a little bit of sepia,
darky kind of a vibe. Yeah, it's him and it's got. I think if I'm correct, it had that. In New York where they have that globe and then they got that person holding it up. It's kind of got a little bit of New York visuals. It's got a Michael Jackson sample from Human Nature, which I didn't know until maybe in the last 10 years because they'd be talking about it. And then when I listen to the song, and I have a pretty good ear, but when I listen to the song on a stereo or in my car, I can't hear it. But when I listen to it in my headphones, I can hear it. And because it is subtle.
Yeah, it's more obvious in the break.
I guess you're right. I don't know if the sample was really needed. Because if you take the sample of the beat, it's still almost the same.
Yeah.
I don't know, maybe I'm wrong. It doesn't really do anything to the sample. It's not like the SWB Free Willy. Like that's
for sure, that's totally different.
This one, like you take the sample out, you still have that beat.
You still have the essence.
But I don't know, maybe I'm wrong. But Large Professor produced it. I do like the beat. I really do like the beat. I like how they did the sample. Now I appreciate it a little bit more. But it is a good song, and I liked it back then. I never liked The World Is Yours. I found it very monotone, but I always liked it in Hard to Lie. I thought it was pretty good, and it grew on me even more. So I give it a 5 out of 5 because there's something nostalgic about it as well that I appreciate.
Yeah, for sure, and his the way he comes into the song
absolutely
as well. This is my favorite song on the album. Again, another one I didn't really care too much for when it dropped.
Yeah.
Just different mind state. Music. This wasn't the kind of music that moved me back then. But listening to it now, I have a totally different appreciation for the quality of the song.
Right.
The quality of production. I mean, I think in every way, this kind of like this is obviously the best choice for the first single on the album. Like this was.
I would say so.
They did a great job of curating Nas based off of this sound. It's obvious 5. This was personally for me one of Nas's best songs.
Yeah. I wouldn't argue that at all. And it's crazy that Mike gave them the sample because at that time Nas was
and Mike was not good about giving samples.
No.
He doesn't like that shit.
No.
He doesn't like people using his music. Prince is the same way. He doesn't like that shit.
Yeah.
And I get it from Mike. His samples are fucking gold.
Right. You know what? Now that I think about it, I think I don't know if this is factual, but the only connection I could see for him giving it is because it's Sony Columbia. Right?
Same label. Right?
So they're on. So maybe it was one of like, oh, come on, you got it.
And Nas's pops is like a revered jazz artist. Oludara, yeah. So you never know.
He comes from music royalty, right? And that's
there could be some connections.
There could be some connections, yeah. Okay, so there you go. Illmatic Review, an album that is 30 years old.
Damn.
Yeah, 36 years old. 36 years old in January. It's going to be 30. Well, next year. It's going to be
1990?
94.
94.
14,
right? 32.
Oh, sorry.
Crazy.
Wow, math. My strong suit, as you can see. You're right. But 30 years is a long. Are we that old, or are we just?
Yeah, when we say stuff like that, then I'm like,
right?
I don't like the sound of that.
Yeah, that hurts a bit.
That hurts.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, it's 30 years, man.
Yeah. So, okay, so this is gonna be a little controversial because I know everybody, like we were saying, it's 5 mics.
Greatest album of all time.
Greatest album of all time, and I love Nas. I bought his first probably for sure his first 4 albums, and then I bought the Firm soundtrack. So I'm a Nas fan.
Yeah.
But as good as some of the tracks are, I don't review it as a 5 micer. Like I don't like. So someone made an argument, right? They were saying that, and this is back in the days where they said when Nas's album was given 5 mics. I'm talking when the album was released. People were saying, well, because the source gave the Chronic 4 mics.
Yeah, which is crazy.
So when you're
insulting.
So when you're comparing the two, right? Yeah. Like for me, musically, forget about lyrically. But musically, just alone, Chronic is a way better album than Illmatic.
Dude, Chronic's a masterpiece.
And I know people are probably hanging themselves. Like, what are you talking about? No, I'm serious. Like musically,
Chronic is a musical masterpiece.
If you're gonna give Illmatic 5, you gotta give Chronic 12.
No, quite. Honestly,
like,
man,
I don't
you
get
don't
it.
even have to be a hip hop fan, and Chronic should be a musical masterpiece for you. It is crafted
absolutely
perfectly.
And I think once again, that's that New York bias.
Yeah.
Because especially in that time, they didn't want to hear anything from the West Coast.
They were dicks about it.
And we're talking about before Pac and Biggie and all this East. The East Coast were not fucking with the West Coast.
Well, I mean, even they talk about it on Drink Champs. EFN always says
always
New York hated on
the South,
every other coast,
South and West and Midwest,
because they could gatekeep hip hop at that time. Right.
There was a couple of West Coast artists that New York would respect.
Yeah. And
that was literally like NWA.
Yeah.
Because not Pumpkin, but Run DMC would mess with them. Naughty would mess with them. Yeah. Right. But when you really look at the whole, they thought West Coast rap was like
gimmicky,
gangster bullshit.
Gimmicky. Yeah.
Gimmicky. Mm-hmm. Not lyricist. Yeah. Not up to par with East Coast. Everything started.
And Nas was like the poster child for the East Coast. Right, absolutely. Like they made him their go-to, their golden pony, and they fucking rode that ethos.
They did. So saying that, I think it's a good album. I don't think it's. I think there's better Nas albums, in my opinion. I don't think it should. As good, like I said, there's a couple of good songs, but I don't know. I still don't understand why hip hop holds it in such a high stature. I don't see it. But I gave it a 3.5 out of 5. Ooh. And I'm a Nas fan, but it's just every song. I'd be lying to myself if I said every song was good. It wasn't.
So let me just give you a little bit of "It Ain't Hard to Tell." That's just the first verse when he goes, "It ain't hard to tell. I excel, then prevail. The mic is contracted. I attract clientele. My mic check is life or death. Breathes through the cypress breath. I exhale the yellow smoke of Buddha through righteous steps." Deep like the shining, a sparkle like a diamond, sneak a Uzi on the island in my army jacket lining. It's fucking bad, motherfucker, man. That pen,
the rap, the lyrics, the lyricism, the writing, that's not in question.
Yeah. But
if I was gonna base it on lyricism, it would easily get a 5. But that's not what we do, and that's not what publication should be doing.
Yeah, it should be objective.
That's like saying, what do we compare it to? I don't know. I'm trying to give it something where people can understand.
I mean, there's a lot of sports analogies that you could use in these comparisons as far as like what sport is harder to play. If you're a football fan, you're gonna say football. Right. If you're a basketball fan, say basketball. I feel like Nas gets that treatment. I don't know, man. It feels like
you could have a great movie with a shitty script.
Yes.
Right or wrong?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, for sure.
It exists.
Because the actors overcome
whatever.
Yeah. Yeah, you definitely can.
So I guess that's what I'm saying here.
I always felt like Nas was used as like the anti-West Coast artist.
You think so?
It always felt like that. Like they always defined him
really
as...
speak against
he didn't.
But you think the East Coast...
I feel like that's how they kind of
culture kind of
like none of your artists are ever going to be able to hold up to Nas, right? Like Nas was like the holy grail.
I mean that's a valid point.
Yeah, I don't think Jay ever got that treatment. No, Jay never got that.
No. Because when Jay came on the scene, now you already had you had Outkast, you had the South coming up,
and Pac already stomped the fuck out of shit for a while.
Right.
And Jay never obviously personally to me as a hip hop fan, I think Jay is way more accomplished than Nas musically.
I agree.
Overall, and forget all the business stuff.
I totally agree. I totally agree.
And it's hard for me to feel this catalog as heavy as somebody from the East Coast did. I feel like just because of that.
Yeah.
So when I listen to the album now, I mean, obviously there's some great stuff on it.
Yeah.
I think it aged really well. The good songs age really well.
Yeah.
I think overall the impact that it has. If Nas were a new artist in any era, I think he would have still popped. Just because of how different he is from every other artist.
Yeah.
And like I said, man, he birthed a lot of fucking artists, man. He birthed
did.
A lot of styles.
He did.
A lot of East Coast artists owe their career for Nas existing.
It's true.
And now with Mass Appeal, he's doing the same thing and keeping them relevant. And it's so hard for me to rate this album because of all of those amazing fucking things.
And I think what he also did was he basically made every East Coast rapper who came after him step up their game.
He set the bar.
Like he basically was like, like I'm sure Jay was even like because Jay was rapping before '96,
Yeah.
and Nas was rapping before this too.
Yes.
He did some work with what's that group?
Lab at the Barbecue, I think.
Main. I don't say maybe main. There was a group that he did some work. Anyways, yeah. So these guys looked at Nas and they're like, if we want to be in that lane, we really gotta the Mob Deeps, right? The Nori, the CNNs, they gotta be that guy, right?
You have to,
right?
It's so hard to rate this album. It hurts.
Well, I gave it 3 or 5, and I know I'm gonna get crucified for that. You guys can all fuck the fuck off for that because you know what? It's not that good. And if you think it is, you're lying.
So yeah, with all that said, obviously, Nas gets much respect throughout, but they got a 3, man.
See, we're not off.
Got a 3.
And see, now I feel better because you're gonna get it more than I am now. Because you've now become the dick.
Yeah, and it's so hard.
I appreciate that.
It's so hard. And I hate saying we have to preface it by giving Nas all these props. Because that's not the case.
No, that's absolutely not the case.
I feel like a part of this podcast is to give the artists their props. Overall of their impact and their contributions.
Right.
But when we dissect the album,
right,
we have to just talk about the album.
Yes.
Without all the other good stuff and feelings that we have for the artist.
Right.
Which is why it gets a 3 and Riz gives it a 3.5.
3.5. Yeah. Fuck. So there it is. Some jaws are dropping out there, I'm pretty sure.
And as we end the podcast, the song that plays
is
Nas Like,
which is off of his second album,
which is a great song. Which is a great song.
Yeah.
And which one day we talk about it might be the better album of the two.
I think I can say right now, you don't have to wait. I'll tell you right now, it's the better album. It's absolutely the better album.
So make sure you do the subscribe.
Yes.
Make sure you do the likes on Instagram. It's ITS_elite, ALITE. ITS_high phrase, HIGHPHRA. Fuck me, how to spell high phrase. Better do that shit. Make sure you hit the subscribe on the YouTube. Join us on TikTok as well. It's _high phrase. I'll give you Riz's deets, but he doesn't give a fuck about social media, so you ain't gonna get him any place or any time. And share it with your people. If you like podcasts, if you like hip hop music, and you enjoy conversations about hip hop, make sure you hit the shares. We're trying to grow this podcast into something that's relevant and that represents not just for hip hop artists, but also, at least for me, for the Indo-Fijian community that don't really have a presence in the podcast world. We want to kick down some of those doors. A big part of my goal as a hip hop artist and an actor and a voice actor is to be the first of a lot of these things.
Absolutely.
I'm inspired by that. I'm inspired by wanting to be one of the first and being able to do this together as first cousins, Indo-Fijians, and hip hop fans from very, very, very young age. This is a great way to be able to celebrate the culture that we love. Yeah, and it's our last episode of the year of 2025. So happy holidays and happy New Year to everybody out there. Yeah, hopefully you guys had a good 2025. Moving into 2026. We got some great things lined up for 2026. Yeah, and I know the world might be crazy, but that doesn't mean you gotta stop chasing your motherfucking dreams. Doesn't matter where you are in your life. Doesn't matter where you are in the world. The world can be whatever it wants to be, but you have the choice to make the life that you want be the life that you want. Oh, preach. Right? And if you're not doing it, then what the fuck are you doing? Damn. Why are you slacking on your pippin? Some inspirational quotes. Right? And eventually we'll be giving these out, the 90 till infinity fridge magnets or any magnet, wherever you want to put it. You can put it in your car. You can as fuck in your car too. That might be the play. But make sure you hit the subscribe. Yes. I'm Elite. I'm Riz the HHC. Thanks for watching, y'all. Peace. Peace. Telling y'all, one day we're just gonna have a button, so you gotta see my face up close.